Yesterday, the largest earthquake to ever strike the state of Louisiana occurred, registering in as a magnitude 4.9. And this quake, in my opinion, was quite likely to have been caused by the natural gas industry, albeit accidentally, and probably not specifically due to fracking. However, the potential explanation does have a lot of asterisks that need to be understood first. After all 50 US states can and have produced earthquakes large enough to be felt due to varying factors. And, while yes, it is quite rightfully noted that in 2006 there was a larger magnitude 5.3 quake which struck Louisiana, I am not counting that as the state's largest earthquake since it struck more than 80 miles offshore. But, back to yesterday's earthquake. It struck at 5:30 a.m. local time on March 5, 2026, with an epicenter 4.5 miles west of the town of Coushatta. Striking with an epicenter at a depth of 6.9 miles, this earthquake reportedly caused shaking strong enough to wake some people, which continued for about 7 seconds in some spots, with the peak shaking intensity being about what this simulation shows. It was potentially felt by up to 14 million people across at least 3, possibly as many as 6 separate states. Thankfully, no damage occurred, but regardless made people ask, why here? Why did an earthquake occur in Louisiana of all places? 2 reasons. Louisiana, like every state, contains fault lines which naturally move to accommodate regional strain. However, these earthquakes in the state have become far more numerous after 2008, when natural gas drilling and production ramped up to a high level in Louisiana's largest natural gas field. These natural gas reserves are found within the Haynesville Shale in the northwest of the state, where the gas-bearing rock unit is found around 11,000 feet underground. So, why might recently increased natural gas extraction have led to an increase in earthquakes, including yesterday's earthquake? The answer is a phenomenon known as induced earthquakes. Whenever a large mass of solid, liquid, or gas is added or removed to a particular area of rock that happens to contain a fault line, it can change the overall pressure and strain said nearby faults experience, thus making it easier for them to slip and generate earthquakes. This process most infamously occurs in association with some oil and natural gas extraction, but also occurs due to some geothermal power plants, some large mining operations, and even some dams. While fracking, which did begin in the natural gas field in 2008, can induce earthquakes, there is another process the natural gas industry utilizes which seems to produce at least 40 times more earthquakes than simple fracking. Specifically, wastewater injection. Wastewater in this instance is largely salt water abundantly extracted from a natural gas deposit which is then pumped back into the ground since it has no real use. When pumped back down, the wastewater in my opinion likely spreads out. This wastewater can then sometimes directly interact with any fault lines it encounters, lubricating said faults, making it easier for them to slip and thus generate an earthquake. And this, in my opinion, is exactly what seems to have generated the magnitude 4.9 earthquake, with a presumably deeply buried fault line close by, which was previously noted in several scientific papers. While sure, this fault could have just randomly slipped on its own without natural gas industry related activities, that possibility is less likely. Besides, there have been 2 areas where not a single but multiple earthquakes have occurred within the aforementioned natural gas field in Louisiana since 2008. The 4.9 quake just happened to be at the western edge of one such region. Similar increases in induced earthquakes have previously occurred in Oklahoma and Texas due to the oil and/or natural gas industry from fracking and/or wastewater injection, so this isn't an isolated phenomena. I hope that you found this video interesting. As a final note, I would like to thank my new patron Ultra Plinian for supporting my channel.